My favorite moment of the day. Ciao, Elena. Bye. Now it's the time to share with each other what we learned today, how amazing and how brutal Zig can be for ordinary tasks and everyday lives of a programmer. Yeah, anybody who wants to share something, we're here. And I will start personally because I always like to start so I can break the ice. So what I discovered today is what I think is the coolest thing about Zig, that you can use a file as a struct. So if you, in a file, say pub const abc equal at this, the whole file becomes a struct. So you can have public fields marked with pub, and you can import that file as a struct. That is the way I understand it, at least. So it's like mind-blowing, because then you can create functions directly in the file that consumes fields that are maybe not marked public, that are accessed by other functions. So it's just amazing. I don't know how that is done. Maybe, Andrew, if you know, I'm sure you know, but you want to speak about why you decided that. I find it personally the coolest thing of all, because you can really combine things with imports, and like you can really structure the code in a well-thought way, and that's just something that I've never seen possible in any other programming languages, so that's huge for me. Specifically today, I use this concept for the Kubernetes client that I am building. Well, I'm not building it. Cloud Code has written most of it, but now I'm just polishing it to release it. And yeah, it's just amazing. It's just wonderful. So I used that for the client because Cloud had done multiple files and then indirections between them. So I put everything in one big file and then used this magic feature. And now I'm able to import the client and just access all its public functions. I didn't manage to create a working release, so I will go on probably, I don't know, tomorrow, next week, because I really wanted to get it out there. While on the OpenTelemetry SDK, I made a little progress. I added an integration test on an OpenPR to test gzip compression, which is mandatory as a specification. So we need to support gzip compression as per the specification. So I added an integration test on that, because yesterday we merged compression back in using external library. And I was pleased, as usual, to use Zig. So yeah, that was my day. Whoever wants to share something? Okay, come.
You didn't get anything done, but yeah. Is there a who? Boop.
Qui. Chiedilo così. Ok,
Così.
perfetto.
Hey everybody. So I'm a C++ programmer in the games industry, and I've been moving slowly towards the years to C++ less C++. Let's call it. Like I've been dropping more and more features, and essentially almost wanting to write C. And we're mostly, I think we're mostly keeping C++ along for the metaprogramming capabilities, which are, well, their own kind of hell, but better than macros. And so I think I got close to a style that's very close to how Zig was meant to be used. And then I'm sort of like, yeah, I was looking at Rust for a while, and Rust didn't really work out too well for what I was trying to do. And then I tried a little bit of Zig like 3 days ago. And because I watched a video from Loris online or something, and they're like, oh, this looks cool. And they're like, hey, wait, I'm already doing all of this. It's just a little bit simpler and cleaner. And so I go on the thing and I say like, oh, I love the ergonomics. And then I realize that most people think that Zig is harder than what they normally use. And I'm like, oh no, this is so much simpler. So anyways, I'm having fun. It's my 3rd or 4th day on Zig. I think I'm already getting productive with it, which is pretty insane.
You almost invented Zig, because what I did immediately before inventing Zig was start using a limited subset of C++.
Yeah, no, but I think a lot of game developers are I mean, a lot of game developers are in that situation at the moment, right? So yeah, I was gonna say I'm only disappointed about the operator overloading, but I've seen that you've the thing has been rejected multiple times, so I'm not. Sorry. But it's I feel it's very ergonomic. Like it's fun. So I'm having fun. Love the tool chain. So I hope that I will get to do more stuff and hang around some more and learn more. And maybe at some point we'll make games in it. I don't know. We'll see.
Did you get to experience the Incubator compilation rebuilds yet?
Oh, Matthew just showed me literally today, and then I tried doing it. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Yeah. He just showed me like 3 hours ago, so I have learned that now. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna let somebody else show
grazie.
something more fun. The fuck's...
I know Federico wants to share.
Okay.
Please go on.
Whoever wants to.
Can you plug the computer or?
Yeah. Let me
I'm
do
gonna
the
leave the microphone here.
HDMI là, staccala dal mio e... We love demos. We love good demos.
By the way, for structs as files, what do you think happens if you do type info on import?
If I import a type when I declared a file as a const,
Just an empty file, and you do type info and then import blah 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 .zig.
oh,
What type do you get?
well, I have no idea.
Struct.
Ah, okay. Nice, awesome, thanks. I didn't expect that, but yes, makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, you ready? Okay, good.
Okay, last Zig Day I started a small program to show graphs. What is the app? Like this. Oh, così. Okay, last Zig Day I started a small program to show graphs with Raylib. Last time I basically reached a basic level with some animation, and today I mainly try to polish my program a little more. Sadly, the new implementation is still to be connected to the main program. I'm trying to do some your usual compartment separation of your program in multiple structures that interact between them, but trying to keep it as much compact as possible because the final program I expect it to be a full-fledged simulation, so I need basically raw data access everywhere, and that's it. The main reason is not to show the code that I plug my computer, but to show the result, because it's as a lot of things you can do with Raylib. I don't see my writings. I don't know if it's writing because I cannot see the.
Maxima.
Yeah.
On the window.
Okay. It's just beautiful. It's not really too much, but it's beautiful. And if I can, you can drag it.
Nice.
So it's mainly this. And the next step will be to implement a simulation algorithm where certain sections of the graph are changed at every generation. And so the graph can change with time. Because of this, I needed to implement a certain optimization, in particular about, we can say, caching deleted nodes. So in my list, instead of just continuously reducing and enlarging it, and needed to basically move every time the empty slots at the end of the list. The list is made of nullable, optional, I don't remember the name in the language, And when I remove the object, I write in another list the index that is empty. And every loop on the main node list skip empty slots. So that if I need to rapidly remove and insert new nodes is basically immediate. So this is the optimization I needed. And Zig with the full manual memory control, it's really the right pick for this job. So this is it.
Thanks, Federico. Well done.
Yes, a lot of time ago, I think.
And I was like, wait, that should be
Yes, it's really similar. I think they do. I just used Hooke's law, so strings, but I think they do exactly the same because the feeling is very similar. That's a beautiful game.
Sì, sì.
Hi, everyone.
Microfono. Tienilo in mano, fidati.
Well, whatever works. Today I worked on a Zig JSON parser. It's my first time writing a parser. I'd start to work on it last 2 Zig days. At this point, I'm into the very last pieces where I'm using comp time to fill a user-defined struct from the JSON. Today I learned that there is a built-in @ field that I could use to fill the struct, otherwise I would have been lost. Thanks, Andrew, for pointing it out. And I managed to parse JSON objects into a struct, even when they are containing another object as a field. I think I did a good job, and for now I'm satisfied. And I will try to polish it a little bit more to actually parse any JSON, because I'm not to that point yet. But it's been fun. That's it. Next.
Bravo. Grazie. Marek, dacci un progresso.
Yes, that's good.
Thanks, Marek.
I want to show the source. Where do I find the cable for the mixing? So on the last day, do I need the mic? Yes. Yes. Okay.
Thanks.
Let's go. Okay, so on the last Zig day, I wanted to show like my first like finished project in Zig, but I couldn't do that because it wasn't translated. So no, how do I duplicate? Is it this? Oh, great. Maybe I better. Maybe if I do this. I mean, it's doing something. Oh.
Try to unplug it.
Unplug it.
Yeah. Okay. Because I mean, the code is like the fun part of it. Yikes. Okay, now I at least I have my screen.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah. Just okay. It's not gonna happen now. That's kind of sad. But anyway, not to make it any longer. So I had a program, but it was written like it had Polish output, so I couldn't show it on the last Zig day. So last Zig day I started writing a library to translate Zig programs, and I have the API set up in such a way that you just like declare a dependency, you import 2 modules from that dependency. One of them is translations, and then through the magic of build system, it like gets the texts, get the translation files, and then it's doing this like inline thing where you can call print with a comp time format, but a runtime language, and it will choose the right format. So essentially, you just write your code as normal, and then like someone translates it, and in the translation is missing, you get your original text. But if you translate it, you get actually the normal one, but you can use the normal print. So like that's the fun part. I'm sad that I can't show you the code. And yeah, I'm working on it, and it's like usable if you don't need plurals. So like today I made a 0.10 release, and I'm working on the plurals API, but it's gonna be usable in a second, maybe next Zig Day. So it's big progress, and I would be like completely stuck without help of a lot of people around here. So I'm really grateful. Thanks.
Well done, Marek.
So today we were successful in creating a bare metal program that simply blinks the onboard LED for the poiche 2. It doesn't sound like much, but it's more complex than it seems. I mean, we started almost immediately with a working program that blinked the LED from RAM, and then we spent the rest of the day trying to port it to Flash execution. So now, if you plug it out and plug it in again, it starts again. We were almost successful in implementing the specific format for Flash loading, not entirely. So as of now, we need to do some plumbing by hand, but it still works. So I'm happy.
Well done.
Can we see it?
Yes, Jacob is holding it. You can, if you squint, you can clearly see a slowly blinking light. Amazing.
Oh, yes. That's what we love.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mattia. Thanks, Jacob. Mirko, I know you want to share, of course. Yeah, Mirko. Yes, Mirko. There's only one Mirko in the room.
Today was a real trial and fail, trial and error session, because I first thought that there was a bug. We just recently did a transition from Zig 0.14 to 15.2 on Zante. So I thought, okay, yeah, probably the bug is due to the version. And then I realized, okay, no, the bug is in the CI/CD in our repository. And then I realized that no, the bug is in my code. Okay. So I started debugging it. I fixed it partially, but yeah, we have some progresses, and I met many cool people. So that's a win.
Anyone? Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Let's see if HDMI works this time.
Andrew has been riding the wave of using Apple hardware and enjoying it. There we go.
Oh, that works. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have been working on. I'll make this bigger in a second, but I have been working on making asynchronous I/O, something in the Zig standard library, and I have a pull request up, and I'm working on getting it passing. So it's I'm showing you some code that I'm trying to get the test passing and get this in master branch, and what I've done so far is I've ported the all the networking code. I moved over to the new I/O system, and it turned out pretty nice. I want to show you how I got asynchronous DNS resolution working. Can we see? Okay. So this is when you have a name, like a domain name, and you want to make a TCP connection to it. So the computer needs to find out the IP address before it can initiate that connection, and then it has to start the TCP handshake. And so the new thing in this code is that now you have to have this I/O parameter to everything that does I/O, and obviously that includes networking. So the next thing we do is we use async and await to call this connect many function. And we're going to pass it this queue right here. And that's if you're familiar with Go, this is the same thing as a channel. And then also if you're familiar with Go, async is the same thing as Go, except you can return a value with await. So then that function is going to be making TCP connections and putting them in this queue. And then down here, well, we loop over the queue, and if we get certain errors, we're going to abort. And if we get, but if we get a connection, which is, if we get a success, then we just return it. And what's interesting about this is that we can use all the standard defer and error handling things. So if I return stream here, then this defer runs, and we actually call cancel on the all these connections. And so the way that this code ends up working is, depending on how your name servers are configured, it will send out multiple messages. What's the IP address for example.com? And now we're waiting for DNS results to come in, possibly from multiple different servers. And without waiting for all of them, as soon as it gets a response back from even the first one, it will try to make a TCP connection. And maybe now we get the second one, we try to make a TCP connection. And the moment that we get back like our first successful TCP connection, we just cancel all the other stuff that we tried to do, and we return that one as a success. And this is kind of a little preview of kind of that kind of asynchronous programming that you're going to be able to do in Zig pretty soon. And that's kind of what it will look like. So I've been working on trying to get the test to pass. But this code works. Yeah.
Which is the right microphone? Okay, I'll use this one then. Here we go. Okay. Actually, before I demo this, I want to show you just 3 pages on Steam. So we actually have 3 games written in Zig, as far as I know, that have been published. Actually, two games, sorry, that I know that exist, but there's a third special mention, not in Zig. So this one is, as far as I know, the first one ever that was published. It's a puzzle game, Concan Co-Spired Solutions.
It's fun, by the way. We played this at a party recently.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So that was the first one. There's a second one which is not out yet, but it looks very nice. This one is not entirely Zig. This one has a C++ game engine, but the gameplay code is all Zig. And if you go on YouTube, you can find the creator of this game. The name of the channel is Madrigal Games, and he does live streams and videos where he does development, and you can see him do stuff and chat with people and explain how he's architecting the game, and occasionally shares also some tips on how to do stuff with like 3D meshes and I don't know, game dev stuff for game dev people. Okay, special mention, Way of Rhea. This is not a Zig game, but this was made by Mason. Mason made this game. This is actually out. This is like the traction point was just announced but not out yet. This one is actually out. So it's another puzzle game. So I don't know, try it out. Okay. So what did I want to demo? Let's start from the website. I'll be brief, but long story short, as part of my static site generator, so I'm done with the HTML stuff for a while. It's out. People are using it and complaining that I used to give them spaces for indentation, and they were complaining, so I give them tabs. And now they're complaining again. They want spaces. So I don't know. I'm not giving them a configuration option, so tabs it is for now. Anyway, so HTML is fine for now. So I'm basically circling back to the current worst part of the static site generator ecosystem, which is the data language. Basically, I needed a data language to put on the top of Markdown files because I didn't want to put YAML. And I said, you know what if I made a full-blown JSON replacement? I mean, what's going to take to replace JSON, right? So, you know what? The point is, I'm doing this at least for me, so you guys can do whatever you want. But here's what I did that I think it's somewhat interesting. First of all, there's a same schema language, which is not the data language itself. JSON schema fucking sucks. And not only because it's unreadable, because it's JSON that tells you about JSON, which, if you think about it, is like metaprogramming in a sense. But also because JSON schema allows you to specify all the wildest schemas possible. And the key selling point of my schema language is that it's limited. A thing, like for example, arrays in my schema language can only be of one type. You can create a Ziggy document with different types as different elements in the same array. That works. But you cannot define a schema for that unless you use any, which is the bailout, everything is fine keyword, which you're not going to use. So the point is, anybody who makes a schema cannot force you to accept arrays with heterogeneous elements. Huh. You can do that to yourself, though, if you want. So anyway, I was working on this. Well, there's also the idea of having one tool that does everything. Still work in progress, but like the idea of one tool that does formatting, querying, checking, conversion. And then and LSP, of course. And then recently, I had the realization. So this whole thing started in part because I hate YAML. And I realized that what is the only thing that is worse than YAML? YAML. Well, I mean, that YAML is bad, but worse than YAML, come on. The one thing that is worse than YAML, you guys know about it. There's no way. Huh? CBOR. I don't think it's worse. I think there is one thing that is guaranteed to be worse than YAML, like objectively.
Toggle.
Templated YAML.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Kubernetes, it's basically the templated YAML machine. So there's nothing about that on the website yet, but I realized that the end game for Ziggy is not just to have a schema language, decent tooling, hopefully eventually, but also to design the concept of templating the data files as part of the language itself, not something that you bolt on top of it after the fact. I've seen what people do with Helm templates, where they use Go-style metaprogramming and then white space has semantic meaning. No, it's insane. Like, why? Why is it like this? So I don't have any design to share with you yet, but I plan to do something about the templating problem. And my hunch is that solving the querying problem and the templating problem, they are like two sides of the same coin, because querying is about like creating expressions to navigate, and maybe to navigate the document, and maybe sometimes, I don't know if does JQ allow you to modify JSON? Does anybody know?
Not in place.
Yeah. Not in place, but you can.
Put a new JSON with the modifications.
Okay. Well, in a sense, if you think about it, it's very templating adjacent to what you're doing there, right? Applying transformations. So I think that those are the two sides of the same coin, and if you solve one well, you can also solve the other one well, so that you don't have to do the curly brace metaprogramming templating anymore. In any case, I don't have anything of this sort to share to demo today, but I have this. So this is the schema language. You might notice that it looks suspiciously not exactly like Zig. Actually, you know what? The syntax that I'm showing you here is not a lot like Zig, but The data language itself does steal syntax from Zig, and you might say it's also like a tool to get you into Zig without realizing. But in any case, this is the schema language, so I'm defining two structs. And I wanted to show you this feature, which, as far as I know, JSON schema does not have, where what happens if I press E and I make this field a message? What have I done at that point? Yeah, right. It's a recursive structure, never ends. It's a problem. Well, no, I have detection in the editor, like it tells you. I haven't done it myself because I'm not touching JSON schema, but I have this strong suspicion that if you create an infinite type in a loopy type in JSON schema, the tool doesn't bat an eye, and then it just stack overflows at runtime or something like that. That would be my bet. In any case, it's nothing crazy, but that's what I worked on last. That's it. And it even tells you which fields are part of the ring. Yeah. Well, that's it. Okay, very last thing. If you're not in the Telegram, Ziglang IT Telegram group, consider joining. Here's the QR code. That's it.
Somebody else?